All right, so we're moving on. We're going to go on to Richard Morris. All right, disappeared May 6th, 2020. Ooh, so this was very, 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 very recently. All right, so body was discovered August 31st of 2020 in Alice Holt Forest, Hampshire? Hampshire, UK. Okay, so Richard Morris was 52, the UK's former ambassador of Nepal. Was last seen running on Illisting Road in Elton, near his home in Bentley, on the morning of May 6, 2020. May 6th, 2020. At around 10:50 a.m., he was a runner, cheerful, described himself as more of an enthusiast weekend trail runner than podium finisher. Okay. This one is coming from strangeoutdoors.com. All right, so he had completed the 5 marathons and on 4 countries, most recently in Nepal. Okay. What and where is Alice Holt Forest? So Alice Forest is a royal forest in Hampshire, situated some 4 miles or 6.4 kilometers south of Farnham, Surrey. Okay. Let's keep going. The search. An initial 1-month search failed to turn up any clues. Specialist officers searched for more than 6 square miles of forest in their efforts to find Richard. With the assistance of British Transport Police and Hampshire Search and Rescue Services, the officials' operation was called off on June 3rd. Then, several months after Richard vanished, his body was found by a member of the public at Alice Holt Forest, around 2.5 miles from his home, on August 31st, 2020. Previous searches of the area had failed to turn up any clues. What happened to Richard on that run? Okay, so before we go further into this, that is weird. That's effing weird, right? That's what the show is called. That is very, very odd. Now, I'm not saying that the police did a bad search of the area, right? But they said that they had already looked in that area and nothing had turned up. So why now the body shows up? All right. In a forest 2.5 miles from his home. It's very odd to me, that right there. Two things could be my thoughts. Two things possibly here, right? Is that either A, they didn't do a well enough search of the area, right? It's very possible. Depending on the man, it does not say 100 police officers, 1,000 police officers were doing this search and rescue. They don't say that. It could have been 20, could have been 50, covering a very large area. You're not going to cover every inch, right? You might miss something. Okay? But with that being said, they did a search for 1 month. Did they go over multiple spots? The same spots, right? Always check twice. Trust but verify, right? So is it possible that they just didn't do a second search around that area? Did they have dogs helping them, or was it just people? It seems like, I feel like in most cases, I don't know how it's done in the UK, or wherever people go missing, but typically there are. I know in the States they have dogs that, like, the sniffing dogs, were not bomb sniffing dogs, but I guess I don't know what you'd call them. But there's dogs. There's dogs that help find people, And was it something where they had them or they didn't, right? But they had 1 month, and if they're looking like within like a radius, like a circle radius, whatever, of an area, because they know like, hey, he didn't go out this. I don't know how big of an area that they were searching.
That is effing weird.